Today I want to walk you through the Safe Assignment feature of Blackboard, looking at downloading your students' first reflection and getting a sense of what the percentages mean in the Safe Assignment report. So the way to view the reports for student-submitted Safe Assignments is very easy. All you'll need to do along the left-hand side is to choose Course Tools and then in alphabetical order, SafeAssign. Now I'm using the WPC 394 course right now because the student data that I have in here is updated and it's ready to go so that I can show you some safe assignments as opposed to doing it in a 101 since I don't have one of those sections. It looks the same on both sides. Click Safe Assignments to view the safe assignments you have already added to the course, and I did that for you when I created Blackboard. And you'll see here the initial reflection is right at the top. Click the down arrow and then you'll want to view the submissions. What this is going to do is it's going to take you to a roster. It's going to let you know when the students submitted the assignment, if they haven't submitted the assignment, how much of a matching percentage Safe Assignment has noticed, and you'll see that majority of mine are very, very low. And it gives you a couple of other options. You can view the text of the individual assignment. You can download the original file. This is most likely here. You'll see a Word document file, or you can go in and click this green icon and view the essay report or the Safe Assignment report. Now I've already gone through these and I noticed that I have one student, and I'm gonna call her out, who has a higher than normal percentage. However, it's really just linked to some common things that the Safe Assignment system picks up. So I'm going to click Show All, and I'm going to walk you through them because I know that her matching percentage is not related to an instance of academic integrity violation. It's just some quirks of the system. So if you click the green icon, it'll bring up the report. I usually like to maximize it. It's a little bit easier to read. And we'll see that this student has 20% matching. Now you might think, oh my goodness, how would a student have 20% matching? So the first thing to do is recognize that it's a percentage of the entire report. So shorter essays will on average have a tendency to have a higher percentage, just because if they have one quote, that's significantly higher percentage of the 2 pages than if it's you know, a 20-page report. You're going to have to get a lot of pages with this matching text to be in the 20%. So it does fluctuate a little bit with the assignment length. For most of the WPC 101s, since they're shorter assignments, I would imagine that it will be common for you to see things in the 2-digit 15-20% range. You also have a couple of options here at the top that I'll just go over as we work down. You can save the report if you want to be able to look at it with a student or send it to somebody else like me to take a look at. You can print it if you want to have it and sort of go through it a little bit easier, or email a direct link to it. Again, if you wanted to share it with me, you could just send me that link. The second box is going to talk about the suspected sources. So these are the matches that Safe Assignment is seeing in this student's report. You'll notice that some of them are for additional student papers, and then some of them are websites. And that's one of the benefits of Safe Assignment, is that not only does it match sources on the internet, but it also matches institutional document archives, and it can even search a global reference database, which is sort of cross-institution. So U of A, NAU, many major universities participate in this global reference database if they use Blackboard. So one of the things, as I sort of scroll down, you'll see that there are numbers here which relate to the 5 different sources, and there is some text highlighted below. Okay, you'll notice that it seems like it's in a lot of the headings for whatever reason. So if I highlight this, you'll see what was your experience as a freshman, how we'll use these experiences to assist your students in a new journey. That's what's matching up with these 2 other students. If I wanted just to keep this highlight, I can click that little magnification highlighter icon, and it'll let me know what throughout. Notice the only thing that's matching the paper that we're looking at and another student's paper is this one question, which, as you can guess, was on the assignment sheet. So that's not a problematic match. However, it is contributing to the participation. We can do the same thing for this student, And you'll see that the yellow, again, are just those questions. So a lot of the students relisted the question from the original assignment in their report. They're gonna find matches because they're word for word typing. So those two aren't problematic at all. These two, let's take a look at this source number 3. Sometimes you have to look a little bit. I feel like this was due to outside influences. Okay, it's more of a common statement, so it probably just happens to also be listed on that web page. Again, not necessarily problematic. Let's look at this random thought blog spot. This is a quote. So even though in this particular assignment it wasn't a research report, if a student happens to quote a source that is also listed on the internet somewhere in a very academic way, it's going to show up because it's saying that this material is coming from elsewhere. So just because there is a match doesn't mean it's problematic. If you are asking students to use outside sources, this would be a great check. But again, it allows you to know where that material is coming from. Now I can also, if I click on that individual item, it will show me what the uploaded manuscript says and then what the internet source says. So since this is a quote, it doesn't surprise me that they're the same. If I wanted to actually go to that original source, I can do that as well and see where that material was also listed. Okay. Give me just a second to go back. I'll X that out. And then let's look at this final source, this Shades of Learning, and that's going to be in green. And again, that's the rest of the quote. So, a different source cited that particular quote. So again, even though there's 20% matching and there are 5 different sources, I don't find that any of these are problematic for my student. And therefore, you always have to take the percentage with a grain of salt. The Safe Assignment guidelines really say that anything below 15% is probably not problematic. So you can just watch as you learn your students to see if you think that a student might have some issues, you can go in and look at those under 15 or 20%. Anything over 40% though means that a significant amount of that is matching elsewhere, and that's where you really want to go in and try and figure out what's going on with this student. Anything between that sort of 15 and 20 or 40% is worth going in and looking at, but after you use it a couple of times, you'll start to realize, I could pull up this report and see what was highlighted and realize that this wasn't an issue. But Safe Assignment absolutely goes in and makes your job a little bit easier understanding why there are matches and where this information is coming from. You can also, there's an additional feature that I don't know if you'll need to use, but if you wanted to reprocess the paper without sort of selected sources, so if you knew that the other students' papers weren't problematic, but you wanted to see what percentage was coming off the internet, you could check those and then click this little reprocessing icon. It'll take it a couple of minutes, but it'll upload and then adjust the percentage for you. There's no need for you to do that unless you specifically want to go in and view. If you had a student paper, say maybe that was matching 75%, but a handful of those sources weren't problematic, but there were some that were, you might reprocess it so that you have a really clean document to show the student or to show me to say, this is what I'm finding problematic about your particular assignment and the way that it's matching sources that aren't your own. So it'll take it a couple minutes, but that is just a quick overview of how to work with Safe Assignment in Blackboard. And again, I have posted a Safe Assignments guidelines, sort of summarizing what I said about the percentages in the Google Drive folder that I've set up for the WPC 394. Let me know if you have additional questions, and thanks for watching.